This is Nvda on the 5-minute time frame. Here are your price targets for Wednesday. We ended the day at $118.65, up 1.71%. This is where we ended. To the north side takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at 123.43. Above that, 126.36. and roughly 129.16. Do not hold your breath for price to get to this level, and if it does, you can bet it will sell off. People will take their profits and they will run and they will lock in and they will leave. Now, to the south side takes us back to a level we've been to before. I will mark that out, change it to purple, move this out of the way. One level of support. There are many in between here, between 2 and -2 standard deviations. Flip on the VWAP Bollinger Bands, draw your trend lines to get those support and resistance lines. I'm just giving you 112.01 at -3 standard deviations, 109.14, and roughly 106.28. Looking left, when I previously looked at this, the middle of the trend was here. We haven't really moved that much, and since we are so close to this previous line, I'll just delete it. Don't need it, I'm just making an observation here. This gap opened up on Friday and closed, so we gapped down, so I anticipated it to fill to the upside, and it did right there on Tuesday. So congrats if you made that gap fill, made some money off of that. One thing I want to point out, this is when I looked at price last time, which was on Thursday. So we fell down to support, rode back up to a clear area of resistance and a sell-off. We gapped down to support, and look what happened, a buy-in, and then back up and shooting through this line from down here is resistance. Couldn't quite make it, and now we're just grinding down along this line. But if we go sideways, we could bounce off of that and hopefully go left. Earnings is coming up in a couple of weeks. This gap, let me show you. Let me flip this to the 15 because I can't pull it back anymore. So I marked this out. This happened on September the 18th. So we gapped up. I anticipated it to fill. It took a long time to fill. Look at if you had patience, and voila. Not only did it touch 114, you could have set a buy order weeks and weeks ago, but it touched today on Monday, but I did not make a video. So this gap to the south side is no longer a threat to our account. Delete. That took us down to 114. We went down even more and then made our way back up again slightly. What's happening here? This gap, which I also I just marked this out for me in between the days that I make a video. I still look at it, I just don't make a video, but I anticipated this, and we did fill it at 127.62. Okay, and then this gap to 142 is still in play. Ignore those yellow lines and the purple line. That is previous middle of the trend lines that I mark out that now become resistance. We've just tanked. Note the downward channel. And this one touched as well. Where did this take us? This took us to 118.68, closed on Monday as well, and that opened up all the way on October the 2nd. And I think I've cleaned up pretty much every, oh, nope, I see something here. This thing is dangling. What happened here? We had a gap up, which means it will fill to the downside. And it touched right there on Friday the 24th. So that's done. This gap opened up and closed. I normally don't mark out the tiny ones. That will just get wiped out by playing the standard deviations. I'm going to call that SD, so I don't have to keep talking about it. And what's going on here? What is this? Oh yeah, this gap closed. Well, did it close? Oops. Command Z if you want to reset. I just reset it again to make sure I said it correctly. All right, we gapped down, and then I anticipated it to fill on the way up. Yeah. All right, that's done. That's outie. Now, we have other threats to the downside, and it's best if I just show you this on the daily so I don't have to keep moving this thing back. Hit Option R to reset. So all of the gaps that I pointed out have closed, either to the upside or to the downside. And we don't really have anything between here and here. Look at this. There's nothing. I mean, do you think we're going to get down to 85? I don't know. But look, the 52-week low was 66.25. It could just take another market manipulation, some fake news, some short seller releasing some information, and we could get down to that level, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Right now, on the daily, we are in an upward channel. And the lowest gap left open is $30.55. Don't bank on price to get to this level. 118, excuse me, where we ended today, again, closed out that gap that I was tracking at 114. So let me give you some levels while I'm here, and then let's move on. So 118 is down here. We are at support on the daily. And the next level of support to the south side could take us to 106.19, and then up on the daily to 130.15. But then we've got that gap to 142. We're not there yet, but something to be aware of, to keep in mind. Now, the next thing I want to go to is Palantir. This ran like crazy today. But while I'm on the daily time frame, let's show you the progress. We are all the way up here. This is resistance. You can expect a pullback for sure. Let's flip on the RSI. What does it tell you? It is telling you that it is still running, but it hasn't curved to go down. So there's still some room. Looking left on the daily for the RSI, the highest we've gone is to 88.19. Doesn't mean we're going to hit it. Again, we could retrace very quickly and then grind all the way back down to go back up again for the next leg. The 1-year price target on this puppy is now, see, this was at 82.25, so we blew past that. So now, but then it's saying, oh, is it telling us that it's going down to 82.25? I don't know. I don't think so. So yeah, that's one estimate. The current is 103.83. There could be a pullback into the 80s. And if we do get there, that will be, I think, a huge buying opportunity for those institutions that have not piled in, like retail has. And then the max here is 125. The last time I bought in was in the 20s. I'm up on one account more than 830%, and then on a different account and a different lot, I'm only up 365%. I think I've told about 5 people to buy this, including my dentist and my eye doctor. We're talking about stocks. And I gave them a nugget. I think I deserve a commission off that, don't you think? Just kidding. I'm happy to give nuggets. All right, let's see. So, yes, can we go up? We sure can. You can follow this line up, or you can follow this line down and up, and this one. But right now, I think we're just going to take a pause and see a pullback. That's my thought. And, oh, concerning the gaps to the south side, it's better that I flip this over. I don't know what this one is. So, oh, that one closed clearly at 73.19. This one closed. Oh no, it's still open to 69.60. I don't know. Don't hold your breath. There's another one here. Don't hold your breath. And 64.99. And then 58.51. And then we go to 41.39. I mean, these are things I've marked out eons ago. And then we've got another one here. But we're not in that channel on the 5 yet. We are still in an upward channel, but the potential is there. Option R. All right, Palantir, end of the day. Where's my thingy? Oh, up down here. My price label. Right here. 10. Oh, let me, yeah, the magnet is on. Let me move this so I can see this better. 103.83. I'm just tapping down on the arrow key. All right, resistance. 112.32. 118.16 and 123.99. The middle of the trend now takes us to roughly 179. To the south side of that, 88.74, 83.16, and 77.07. This gap to the south side takes us to 83.69. Since we gapped up here on on earnings. The company reported 827 million. They only were estimated to bring in 775 million. So that was a nice bump up. And what does it say? Oh, there's, I don't want to click on that. You can just read the news there. But looking left, you can see we're just grinding sideways here. Let's see this. Oh, let me clean this up. So this gap closed 78.86. This gap to the downside closed. Since I marked this on the 5, I like to close it out on the 5. 73.25. This one is still in play, a baby one, a baby gap. And then this gap and this one. Let's just mark this one. Let me extend it just a little bit more. I know traders were waiting for a massive pullback and we never really got it. It seems like we just blasted off out of the 20s and then hung out in the 70s for the longest time and finally made that jump. So today is Monday, right? Let me show you. Where did we begin the day? Monday, right here. So the low of the day is here. Let me see if I get the same. The low of the day, is that right? Roughly 35% in the day. So the low on, oh, that's Monday, sorry. I gotta go to Tuesday. But anyway, if you bought in on Monday, that's darn good. Can't complain there. Let me turn off this magnet. It's making this wonky. So the low on Tuesday is right about there. And the high is right about there, 28%. Not too shabby. Let me delete that. And then a couple losers I want to go over very quickly. Estee Lauder, massive drop today. Reported a Q2 net loss of 590 million, down from a profit of 313 million last year, and they're cutting jobs for the next 2 years. Unreal. But anyway, this was in my list of stocks to watch for 2025. Well, guess what? Guess what? I hate to say that. This is even a better buying opportunity. Could we go lower? Yes, but let me just show you the range for Wednesday. That's all I can give you. Well, I can give you the daily too, but I'm not going to. All right. 70, 90, 70, 91, 78, 53. Areas we've been to before, roughly 82.20 and 85.93. To the south side, if we continue to bleed, 63, 61-ish, 59.88, and 56.05. Looking left, will I have any other gaps? I don't think I have any gaps to this south side that are still dangling. I'll check that later. But I'm sorry if your account cracked because of this. That's why I know it's so important to set a stop loss, and I just don't do it. And I didn't do it for PayPal, and I bled out today. I'm still up, but I bled like crazy. Shame on me for not selling earlier. Okay, let's talk about PayPal. 77.22 is where we ended. 80.66, 85.52, 88.02, and 90.38. Now we have this gap because we gapped down. This is something to look forward to when we reverse course, but don't hold your breath just yet. To the south side, I'm going to set in, well, 75, 75, 73, 33, 70, 83. I don't really want to ruin my average cost because I bought it in the, I don't know, I'll show you in a second. I bought it in the, I still own shares at 58.50. I don't know what, I think I sold these pink lines already. But earnings came out. PayPal holdings declined 13%. The fintech beat fourth quarter earnings and sales estimates and said total payment volume rose 7% in the quarter, while payment transactions decreased 3%. Right here, they made $3.87 billion, not too shabby. The estimate was 8.26. Remember when originally this stock tanked so hard, people were so scared of it and sold out, and then we did go up. I mean, our day even today was $82. And then the week is 96. I should have sold out. Oh, well. Okay. I don't think this company's going anywhere, though. So the forecast is $96, which still represents a 23% return from where we are. And then after that, $125, and to the downside, $70. How did they get 70? Well, $70, that's because, let me see what gap. Oh, yeah. I'm not an analyst. I don't need to be one, but here's the gap that will show you that that's where it's going to reverse to when it does. And that is right there to the south side. That took us to 79.26. So we're closed and done. And what is this one that I haven't marked out? Oh, I did mark it out, but I overextended it because I never know when it's going to close, and I didn't go back and clean it up. And then this one closed to the downside on cue at 84.14. These closed up there. I'll clean that up later. And then look at this one. Look how this lines up. All right, so this one closed out. We bled out even more. And then this one at 73.19. Okay, and then after that, 66.24-ish. I don't know if we're going to get that low, but that is in the possibility. And look at this. We have other things dangling here. This one closed to the downside a long time ago at 59.01 when I was tracking it. Delete. Look at this ride up. And this gap is still open. And this gap is still open. All right, I'm done. Wow, I really have to drag that some more. But all right, that is a look at Nvda, Palantir, what was it? Estee Lauder, and PayPal. If there's a ticker you want me to go over, please let me know and have a great trading day.